Yo, so let's talk about keys to a more powerful jump shot. I'll try to throw a clip in here of me shooting from 5 feet behind high school range on a high hoop, barefoot. Probably need to go down and record that. I was just there and I didn't bring my camera. But I was thinking about all these things that have to do with expanding your range, making your shot more powerful. And really, this is just information that I've taken from improving your squat and I'm adding into basketball, because shooting a jump shot is a quarter, half squat or whatever, right? So, things to think about. First of all, you want your whole body to be activated. So you want your glute, your butt to be flexed. Breathe in, breathe out, flex your abdominals, and then you can go into this position where your feet, I want to show this. So let's see if we can get a good angle of the footsies. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So let's talk about parallel feet as opposed to feet out. So this is how I've been shooting for a long time, shooting elastic shots where I go down and go up and go down and go up. Really relying on that elastic power. The problem with relying on that elastic power is over time your rubber band will fray, which really just means you're relying on your tendon stretch. Your tendon's going to fray and you're going to have soft tissue damage. So I'm moving away from that and moving more towards a power jump shot. I call it a preloaded jump shot, where you get into your jump shot and there's no downward, there's just an upward. Okay, so how do we create power in that environment? Well, we have our glutes and our core flexed, and I have my feet neutral instead of like this. And what you can't see is I'm applying external rotation force on the ground like this. My feet are pushing as if I'm pushing my knees out, right? As if I'm going into a deeper squat, right? Making my legs bow-legged. So when I'm down here, my glute, you know, you can't, I can just go straight into my shot. You can't see it, but my glutes are flexed, my abdominals are flexed, and there's a lot of pressure externally on the ground. I'm creating torque essentially, and these are keys to squatting, but these are also keys to having a more powerful jump shot, because a jump shot is coming out of the squat, right? So from here, you can just go straight into that shot. So that's how you fire a preloaded jump shot, and that'll save your body from, I think, because if you're weaker, you really want to, and you know, when I was weaker, I really wanted to rely on that elastic power to generate my shot, but that resulted in injury later. So if you want a more powerful shot and you want to not rely on elasticity as much, the way to go is really to have, you know, flex your whole body, apply external rotation or torque on the ground by keeping your feet neutral and shoving your knees out, and just sitting here. And from here, I don't need to dip. The defender cannot read when I'm going to shoot. I just go, right? So I'll go down to the beach, or the hoop in front of the beach now, and show you what I'm talking about. Put up a couple shots. Alright, so I went down to the court by the beach, and here's me barefoot putting up shots from a preloaded position from a couple feet behind NBA range, and you can see I have pretty solid arc. The ball is solidly over the backboard, and that requires a lot of power. You know, I'm barefoot. I'm not doing any kind of elastic motion. I'm just going one motion straight up, and the mechanics of this, first of all, the emphasis of this is definitely on the lower body, but as far as upper body mechanics, you can see that my elbow is close to directly underneath the ball, and that's generally the power base from the upper body for creating range in a shot like this. Is the power base is really the elbow being underneath the ball and going up in a straight line. But as for how the lower body works for this, first of all, the advantages, as I said, of a preloaded shot are it's really hard to read. You can imagine defending this and seeing it's like a no leg shot really. There's no real dip before the shot. It just goes up, so it's hard to get a hand up because you just see the ball pump fake, again, ball jab, ball pump fake, and then the shot is just, it's very quick just because it's preloaded. Now there's also the elasticity thing, as I was saying. When you rely on elasticity to create power in your jump shot, I feel that it wears the tendons down over time, and I feel this in my own experience. I like this shot a lot more because I'm not stretching that Achilles as much or my patellas as much, so strongly prefer it. Anyways, so the way to execute this is really when you're in this stance, this low loaded stance, and I could even get lower here, definitely could get lower here. And the way I would do that is in the hips, not in the knees, lowering my butt towards my toes. But I mean, the way you really do this is the first thing is before you get in this position, you flex your glutes, and then you flex your abdominals, and then you screw your feet against the ground, creating that external rotation where your feet are parallel. They aren't necessarily pointing right at the rim, but your feet are parallel, and you push them hard against the sides, and that creates a lot of power, torque, and that's basically the source of this power. I mean, you can see that it's, it's fairly easy on the body, as you can see. You don't need to be super strong, you just need to be efficient in the way use your body, and then you can be shooting out a triple threat consistently from beyond NBA barefoot, which is also, you can tell that this is uphill. I'm lower, the ground is lower on the right than it is on the left, so it's like roughly a 10'6" hoop as well, so shooting from very, very far away. And those are basically the mechanics of it. Something to practice and to think about. Definitely very different from an elastic shot, and I mean, it's really about stealing ideas from squat form. So hopefully you find that useful. It'll maybe extend your career or make your career better by minimizing injury, and that's energy efficient basketball is what that is. So defenders not getting a hand up on this either.